What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers, que pasa sluta? What up, Spidey? What the hell's going on, Mr. Loshak? You're watching the Loshak in the Bag Show. My name's Jimmy the Bag. I'm sitting beside the legend Peter Loshak, and this is our late show.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's going on, Jimmy the Bag.
Sure.
Every friggin' day, once again, after this weekend, I said to this morning, I said to myself, I gotta just trust my instincts more. You know what I mean? And not be so swayed by what I hear and other things. And then here I am, 8 short hours later, doubting every bet that I made, doubting every pick that I got going on, and feeling nervous about the bets that I made today, Jimmy the Bag. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything I can do to give you calm?
Because I don't know. I'm not even sure about that. My bet on the under in Dallas, Ottawa has now moved in the opposite direction since the morning, which is not good. The total in Milwaukee, Dallas hasn't moved since the morning, but I'm starting to think more and more that I want to pull that one back. The Minnesota-Nashville total hasn't. I feel okay with that one. It could get to 7, but I think more likely it'll be a modest scoring game. The Dallas-Ottawa game, the total was 6.5. Anytime you see a market move at Pinnacle where it's getting bet over at 6.5, that's ominous, right? That's probably not sharp money. I don't know. I'm just feeling nervous about the small amount of picks that I made after having a weekend where, once again, I was like, I got to trust my instincts. You know what I mean? I didn't wind up taking the Atlanta team total over in NFL. That one cashed.
Wow.
There were a bunch of plays in NHL and NFL that I bet but didn't tweet out because I wasn't trusting my instincts. My record in NHL and NFL would be up 15 units now if I trusted my instincts enough to tweet out the plays. Instead, they're only up 10 units. And once again, perfect example. I bet the under in Ottawa, Dallas. I thought it was a nice play, and now I'm starting to doubt it again.
Well, Vitalis says never fear,
right?
Because he is here.
Okay, shout out to Vitalis. What does Vitalis think about these plays? I'm sure
Vitalis says that 13% of people or 13% of bets, or 13% on under 46 in Monday Night Football.
Okay,
13%.
I'm passing on that one. I'm usually very okay with and it didn't start out well, Jim. My Hapoel Tel Aviv bet lost by 30 points. So that's not good. That goes in my other category, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I don't want that to put any fear in your NBA capping. My man Michael Holtzer in the house. Holtzy baby.
Yeah.
I was talking to Holtzy on Twitter. He wants to know what we think of the CJ Beathard over 248.5 passing yards tonight. One, we know that Breda will be in the lineup. I guess we can wait till we get into NFL to heavy hit this. Breda will be in the lineup, and I think that helps Beathard very, very much because we know that Breda's been quite good this year, and if Breda's healthy enough, then they will have to put a few guys in the box.
Yeah.
So I think that you seem panicky. Seem a little worried. Panicky's not the right word.
You're talking about the NFL game, right?
Yes,
I'm passing on that one. Ira Trostar says, this is the place to talk sports. I'm always with my girl. This is my sports talk time. Nothing better. Thank you, SBR God. Shout out to you, Ira Trostar. Who are the gods you're referring to? You talking about us, or are you talking about Zach and Don? Who are the gods? Are we the gods, or are they the gods?
My man, Ira Trostar, I love the guy, but I missed that comment.
He says, this is the place to talk sports. I'm always with my girl. This is my sports talk time. Nothing better. Thank you, SBR gods. Great comment. I'm just curious to see who exactly. Can't be us?
Can't be us.
Right. I mean, would a god be sitting here being like, I don't know if I want to take the under anymore. Maybe I'll bet the other side. That doesn't seem very godlike, does it?
Ulysses Hayes asking if Kittles is playing tonight. Yes. Kittles is expected to be good to go and in the lineup. There was some good news. DJ Big Boss, Niners money line, not a bad shot.
Yeah.
If you take Niners money line, you just got to hope that Aaron Rodgers runs to his right and buckles.
Yeah. All right. So, yes, I am tracking the Hapoel Tel Aviv loss. Sorry if anyone tailed that. I thought it was an okay play. That goes in my other category, which is doing very well.
Bill Butler got a little poetic for you. Maybe you should read that aloud.
Which one?
They're words for Pete.
Oh, sometimes we think, sometimes we doubt. Others' opinions may stink, but that's no reason to pout, okay? Don't fall in a rut. Always trust your gut, and never in public do you scratch your butt. Did he write that? No way.
Larry's giving the
no way. Bill Butlicker. Thank you so much. Yeah, putting things in perspective. A little bit of perspective in this time of uncertainty, war, and global climate change. All right, go on, Jimmy the Bag.
Global climate change. Ulysses Hayes says Kittles will be able to show up. It's very important to have Kittles. Dave L.A. teasing 49ers plus 15.5 and under 52.5. Capper John, I'm on board DJ Big Boss with the Niners.
Natalie alert. Natalie Alvarez. Vonda alert. Wifey locks. From Natalie Alvarez. Packers team total over, and Rodgers over 292, and Adam over 82 yards. Okay, so he likes overs. He likes scoring from the Packers. I guess that makes sense.
I love hearing what Vanda's on. We got to get Vanda on some NHL plays. Natalie, can we please get Vanda on some NHL plays? OG Wham, my man Walter Trotter saying, "I love you, man."
Yeah,
Good. Nice to see some love in this family.
All right, I'm just not happy about my few picks. I'm not happy about the way things started. I am vaguely happy about NHL long term. I'm vaguely happy about college football long term. I'm very nervous about NBA starting tomorrow, and that's about how I'm feeling, Jimmy the Bag.
Only 2 games though in NBA, so we start nice and slow. Don't need to put a lot of pressure on it, but there will be some futures that we'll need to put out tomorrow. My man Elio Rodriguez feeling great about all my plays again.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Shout out Elio Rodriguez. All right, so I guess let's just, let me just give a once-over of the comments. Shout out a whole bunch of love to all the people who stick with us through thick and thin, through ups and downs, right? Who understand that we're doing our best and who help us out when the haters come and write us poems. And Bill Butlicker, let's see, shout out to Dave L.A. and Michael Holthauser. That's a guy I don't like to be on the other side of. He hasn't posted any picks that I'm on the other side of yet. That's great. Capper, John Nutflesh Allen, Ulysses Hayes, shout out to Glenn Kelly from Australia. You need help on this Monday night football game. Nothing stands out. Nothing stands out to me, Glenn Kelly. I'm staying off it for sure.
Did I tell you, Pete, that I came across an Anna Merrick video?
Yeah?
A video for us. Where he dances shirtless.
Really?
Yes, and I went to Anna Merrick's Twitter page, and he must have deleted it. It's nowhere to be found, but we have it.
Really?
We have it. And it's in the running.
Okay.
For that best video, congratulating our 500th video, which we've decided to give a little bit more time to. We need a little bit more time to break down the videos, and we want to air them. So we're actually going to do that tomorrow afternoon instead of today. But Anna Merrick's half-naked dance is in the running.
That sounds very very interesting. All right, shout out to Red Girl who took Ottawa money line and the Ottawa under. So that's so Red Girl's liking the under, and she likes Ottawa money line, which I would vaguely agree with. Shout out to Rick Rodriguez. I'm looking for Jim Rome's a douche. Taylor H says trust your heart, Pete. Okay. Other comments coming in. Just shout out anything. Philip Age loves the 248 prop. Okay. A lot of people liking that, liking the prop for.
Do you mind if I give a quick shout out to our favorite family?
Yeah, go ahead.
In sports handicapping, the Nutflush Allen family. He is riding home from picking up Bailey and her best friend Haley from high school, and we are in the car. We're in the car. Shout out to the family.
They got a great friggin' future going on. All right, let me see. Other comments. Sosana likes Aaron Jones over 51.5 yards rushing props. Brian Lee, shout out to Brian Lee. Pete feeling that first day back to school butterflies, wearing a jersey tomorrow for good luck. Shout out Brian Lee. Yeah, maybe I should start wearing some jersey. All right, I guess. And Kobe Valentine also liking longest rush under 23.5 yards. All right, maybe I should also start to have a plan to start looking into player props for NBA. I mean, in MLB, I have a great read on MLB, right, Jim?
Sure.
And I look at the bets I make in MLB. Very few of my bets in terms of the picks that I've given this year have been full game sides or totals. Most of them are peripherals. So probably if I had a good read on NBA, I'd be doing the same thing. I should probably be looking to, first half, first quarter plays, player props, and that's what I maybe will try to do in NBA this year, Jim.
I think that's a good idea. Kobe Valentine, I like CJ Beathard under 23.5 pass completions a lot. That does not bode well for Holtz. He's trying to make the decision whether he should take Beathard's yards over. Gate pass key, Leafs game over is always a good play. Jesse Dykstra, Pete, you convinced me to take the under in the Dodgers game. I bought up to under 8. Oh, no. I think Bueller is going to be lights out. We do have to go over the win in that game. Diesel Eugene, what's up, guys? Best show on earth. You have helped me so much. I cashed big on NFL yesterday. Thank you so much. Thank you, Diesel Eugene, for being part of the Low Bag family.
The one thing we do really well in this show every day is highlighting comments that are important to listen to and pay attention to. I shout out to you, Diesel Eugene. Jesse Dykstra convinced him to take the under. I think Bueller's going to be lights out. I think he's going to be good too. And I like the Brewers bullpen. I'm just concerned these lineups are obviously very productive right now, right, Jim?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they're not as productive as ever.
Right.
But yes, they're productive, good hitting lineups. King Rail's future Golden State under 63.5, his favorite future bet. It's 62.5 in my book. I almost made it, and I didn't. I came very, very close because I hammered it last year, but I got something like 67, something ridiculous. My only fear is that it is their last year in Oakland. It is Durant's last year in Oakland and Golden State because he's playing for the Knicks next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that.
Who?
Kevin Durant.
Right.
Going to play for the Knicks next year. But in saying all that, I do like it, and I may make a move on it, and I like hearing that King Rail's on.
Yeah. I mean, if I tail that and it's a winner, I get a unit in 6 months. I'm worried about my NBA record in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm worried about, man. You know what I'm saying? By the time a futures bet is cashed, I'm already either shit. The bet has already been shit. Or the what's the opposite of shitting the bed? I don't know. But yeah, I hear. No, I'll do my best. I'll focus on player props. I'll try to do my best research and do the best. All right, so let's up. Vitala says hockey top play. Tracking 2,600 bets in the Dallas-Ottawa game. 24% are on the under 6.5. Oof.
Surprises me.
Wow.
Surprises me. You can't. First off, Ottawa's last change. I mean, the big problem with the Senators, Vitalis, is that they don't have that shutdown defenseman. If they do, it's Ceci. He's not in the lineup. Ceci would be the only guy you know would be set up to take on that big, scary line, Ben and Seguin and Radulov. So, but those 6.5s, I'm just drawn to the under in 6.5. Drawn to them.
Yeah.
I'm off that game at this point, and we'll break it down later. But if I had to take a bet, make a bet on the total, yeah, I would take the under 6.5.
Ryan Lee likes over 6 in Toronto, LA, and also on Detroit Montreal. That's what I was thinking about as well, the Detroit Montreal over. But all right, so let's jump in with the official segments that we do here. MLB, I took Milwaukee second half at -110, which I think is okay. That's the one play that I'm not nervous about. I can see this coming 1 mile away. That's the one that's going to lose. The other 3 are going to cash, and I'm going to say, what was I so worried about? And I took the under at 7.5 -115. I could bet the other side now at over 7 -120 at Bet Online if I want. The line has not moved since I made the bet. What do you think, Jim? MLB, I took Milwaukee second half. I took the under, and Jimmy the Bag took the Dodgers -1 at about -130.
It's all these differencing of opinions on the wind constantly, and now the wind, as we speak, it's going to be very strong, and it's just going to peter out throughout the night. Yeah,
the wind is not really a huge issue for me. It's more Buehler and the Milwaukee Pen. I think the Milwaukee Pen's going to be fine. I think Buehler's going to be fine. I'm just worried about the Dodgers lineup. Do they have a big lineup? Are they going to crush Chassin? Maybe.
I don't think they'll crush Chassin. I think Chassin is too good. He's impressed me a lot this year. But will they get 2 or 3 on him? I think they will. I also think that will be enough. I'm also going to take the Dodgers first 5, and I'm going to take them -0.5 run.
Oh, okay. In the morning show, we quoted. It
was -120, I believe.
Yeah, we quoted -120. Let's see if that's still available. Because another thing about this show, we are relentlessly, religiously, pathologically honest and use up to the second lines. And let's see what we can give you right now. No, I'm sorry, Jim. -125. There was a 120 in the morning show, but because we're super insanely honest and only use up to the second lines, courtesy of SBRodds.com, we do line shop, which everyone should do, and everyone does do who does it professionally.
And shout out to the new SBR Odds page.
Yeah.
They went through put so much work into revamping it, and they've done a great job.
Yes.
Jesse Texas said, I live in LA, wind is strong, palms lying in the street. And then we had Dave LA actually at the stadium this morning.
Right. Just because the wind is strong in LA doesn't mean it's strong at the inside the stadium.
Saying there was no wind.
Right.
And Echo Park Boulevard, very close to Chavez Ravine, is where I was egged. Egged.
Okay.
Egged on day 4 of my stay down there.
All right, Jimmy the Bag, you want the first half -0.5 -125.
I do.
Okay.
I do very much. I think Buehler's going to have a lights-out start here. I believe Tomor nailed it when he said that was a letdown spot after that huge spot against the Rockies. It was a letdown spot in that first round against the Braves. I tend to agree with that. A lot of talk about this Montreal Canadiens 200 coming in, who obviously is going to be a Montreal Canadiens expert. So great to have him here, talking about how many goals Howard allowed to the Habs last year. I can't wait to talk about that game. So we'll get to that game very soon. And Taylor H says it is Echo Park. Echo Park did get me badly. Greg Sherman, I'm worried Brewers ran out of gas, bullpen overworked. If you're looking at the stats, the Dodgers are batting .333 against Brewers relievers, scored 8 of their 9 runs against the bullpen. Dave L.A., a very shrewd, sharp baseball capper. When we were losing that first game, because I was on the Dodgers, we were losing that first game, he said, that is a great sign that they're getting to the bullpen. I asked Lodels Loshak if he thought that was a sign of what's going on right now, or the sample size was too small, put a line through it, and he veered to the right, saying He thinks the sample size is too small and it's still a dangerous Brewers pen. I don't know if it is. Because
they just wore down, huh?
I'm not saying they've fully worn down because Hader's still a monster. Hader's a beast. Hader's fresh, ready to go. Hader can eat up 2 or 3 innings. But the other guys do look susceptible. I mean, if the game's on the line, are you going to want Knable in there? Are you going to want him in there? No.
Yeah.
Jeffress, sure. Yeah, I don't trust this. Now, do I trust the Dodgers bullpen more? Probably not. They have allowed 2 runs over 10 2/3. Which offense do I trust more? I trust the Dodgers offense more. And I'm surprised I'm saying that. Because if you had asked me that a month ago, I would have said the Brewers. Bull Gogi says Brewers got Sosana no run first inning. Bull Gogi says Brewers got a chip on their shoulder. Scotty Rock forever. Dodgers are going to smash Chacin. Scotty Rock is being very hot. I retweeted all of his picks today.
Chacin. Wow.
I retweeted all of Scotty Rock's picks today. I'm noticing how hot Rock Nation is.
What is he at? What is he like in this one?
The Dodgers. First 5, full game, all over the Dodgers.
See, all my enjoyment and all my desire to joke around and pal around and josh around with you, Jimmy the Bag, is now being trumped by my nervousness over my picks and my bets. I did bet all this stuff. I did bet the under, and I did bet Milwaukee second half. Those might be wrong plays. Man, maybe the first inning under is. The first inning no score is a smart play.
No, I'm not. Not that I don't think it's a smart play, but if we think the Chacin could get touched, then I wouldn't want to take it. Our man Odar Lira joining us again, straight out of Venezuela, joining us. Sonny Vega in the house. Sonny Vega had an incredible video on Friday. I think about it often, Sonny.
I like Venezuelan women. Give me the bag.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
they're beautiful women over there. Rick Rodriguez under is 6-1 in Chacin's last 7 road starts. Under is 10-1-1 in Buehler's last 12 home starts. Under 7.5 is the play here, says Rick Rodriguez.
Okay,
Does that make you feel a little better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Kobe Valentine. I still don't trust the Dodgers offense. They power hitters. That's what Kobe Valentine using a little bit of ebonics there.
I think he meant to have an apostrophe and an R.
I don't think so. No, if he wanted that, if he meant that, he would have typed that. He said they power hitters, either home run or pop out. Milwaukee is good at facing power hitters, and as long as Jeffress does not come in, Milwaukee should be fine. 6-4 Milwaukee, so that means that he's liking the over, though. He doesn't trust the LA Dodgers offense, but he still likes the over.
Yes, but Kobe's been on Milwaukee throughout this whole series, so I'm not saying that takes anything away from his play there. He's had a great baseball season.
Anil Frank, Dodgers to score first. If Buehler's lights out, maybe Milwaukee first 5 team total under, but it's 1.5, not 2.
Don't like those 1.5s. I predict Buehler has a lights out start.
Gate Pass Key says, Pete, cannabis oil will set you free. All right, I'll look into that. I just, I've smoked marijuana in my life, and it's okay. It just makes me incredibly slow and stupid and antisocial. So, I would do it in certain situations. But all right, Gate Pass Key, duly noted. In fact, I'll copy and paste that one, Gate Pass Key.
Dave L.A. says Scotty wears San Francisco Giants gear for Halloween, and he loves the Dodgers. You're right. When you see Scotty Rock back in the Dodgers, you know they're good.
So Scotty Rock likes the Dodgers here.
He does.
And is he and Jesse Dykstra likes the under, but Dodgers team total over. So how does Scotty Rock? What does he think about the total?
Let's find out. Scotty Rock, what do you think about the total? Reef NYC, this is the playoffs. Brewers take the early lead on rookie pitcher, and real Dodgers bullpen shows up. Najee Smith, Dodgers win 3-2. Michael Holtzhauser, I think Buehler crushes tonight as well. Jake Bell, CBD oil is not the same as marijuana. Not the same.
Okay. Yes, I'm aware of that. All right, let's see. Okay, in the meantime, Trenton Claxton says Green Bay free Monday night. All right, I guess. Well,
let's hold off for about a minute longer. Wait for Scotty Rock to come in on his total play. Elio Rodriguez, Dodgers first 5 money line. First half money line, parlays even money. Oh, sorry. Dodgers first 5 money line, Green Bay first half money line, parlays even money. Do you think there's value there?
So 8K Pasky says CBD oil is almost no THC. You don't get high. So what do you get? Hungry? Well, what do you get?
No, you get saved.
Really? That's what I need.
Your cancer cells get killed.
Yeah. All right. So what was the question?
Your cancer cells get killed. The question was Dodgers first 5 money line, Green Bay first half money line, parlays even money. Is there value there?
Dodgers first 5. and Green Bay parlay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the thing about parlays is that if you don't think there's value on each individual side, each individual line, then doing a parlay is not a good idea. What you don't want to do is parlay a bunch of big favorites together because you're afraid of betting them individually. Go ahead.
Scotty Rock coming in.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the over.
Okay.
Yes. And now I have copied and pasted Natalie's Twitter handle. I will follow you, Alvarez Legacy Picks. I like that handle. I will follow you as I will follow all my low bag family.
Wow, everyone talking about CBD. All right, I'll look into it.
Yes.
No, they're saying for pain. How about How about
Vegas Gun says he will send it.
Yeah. How about hopelessness? Does it have anything to do with, because does it help hopelessness in any way, shape, or form? That's what I would like.
Oh,
right?
man.
How about paralytic fear of homelessness? How about that? Does it help with that?
It does.
It does?
It
All right,
kills those cells.
Good.
It kills those hopeless cells.
All right, okay. All right, so let's, all right, Al Hard's on the under. Really?
Oh, cheeky breaky. I give CBD oil to my 17-year-old cat.
Nice.
It works well for her arthritis and neurological issues.
And Reef NYC just not impressed with all these new jacks. He says CBD is whack, smoke bud. I hear you.
C-Max says CBD is a miracle.
Uh-huh. Really?
Yes. Vegas Gun says Scotty's 100% correct. What did Scotty say? I missed it.
Wow.
Unless you're talking about the over. Oh, CBD helps for pain only.
Right. JP says it doesn't help self-hate. That's interesting because I know that I exhibit a lot of signs of self-hate, but it's actually not true. I actually think I'm a great human being. It's most of the rest of humanity that I hate, but I understand that my actions and words at times mimic self-hate. All right, so let's move on. It's nice to see that Al Hard likes the under because Al Hard is notorious for warning me off of total successfully. So if Al Hard was saying I'm on the over, don't do it, Pete, that would make me nervous. But he's on the under. All right.
And one last thing from Dark Kent. Says this game goes over late.
Mm-hmm.
If you can live bet, wait until these pictures are going through the lineup for the second time and jump on it.
Look at this. Greg Sherman, CBD is a miracle drug for real. People are serious about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jake Bell, I sell CBD in the vape shop I work in. Yes, I mean, I'm aware of it. I just wasn't quite sure that, okay. All right. And Brian Lee, not happy with who was it who said that? Sorry.
Reef NYC.
Reef NYC. Brian Lee says, don't say CBD is whack. There's a lot of miracle stories. It's helping people. Come on, bro. All right. So a lot of controversy about CBD oil as well as the Dodgers game, but I guess let's move on, Jim. How about that?
Let's move on.
All right.
Yes.
So once again,
remember, the 17-year-old cat's neurological issues were helped by CBD oil.
Right. No, that's great. No, that's wonderful. I do care about animals as much as people. A lot of people might not think about that by looking at me or listening to me, but I do. All right. So, in fact, all right. Jim's going to take the Dodgers first half run line, and he's on the Dodgers -1. I'm on Milwaukee second half. I realized that I might be way overvaluing their bullpen, as I was doing at times in the regular season. The beginning of the year, I was totally ahead of the train with Milwaukee having a great bullpen. Very successful betting Milwaukee on the second half. But when they turned a corner with their bullpen later on in the year, I was a little slow to pick up on that one, and I might be doing the same thing here. And I'm going to stick with the under 7.5. Hopefully, I will not get burned. I'm going to need a nice start from Buehler, and I'm going to need Chassin to not get absolutely crushed. If we got 3-zip heading into the sixth inning, I think I'll be okay. And that'll be okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. And why don't we let Nelly Covers move us forward? It says the smaller markets have to be better to beat. Let me know if any of you cap a sport that isn't one of the major 4 or 5 sports leagues.
Nelly Covers is absolutely right.
Talking to the right guy.
Yes, I have a category called Other. Well, I did make a massively losing bet in the Israeli basketball this week, but this morning. But my record in those smaller markets is about 66%. You know, that includes everything, the curling markets, the Aussie rules football. And, of course, even within the major 5 sports, once again, the smaller markets are much easier to beat, including player props in NBA, including peripherals in MLB. All of my success in MLB this year was because of team totals and first fives and second halves and stuff like that. Jimmy the Bag loves to stick to full game sides and totals. That's a lot harder to beat. So, yes, great comment there from Nelly Covers.
Cheeky Breaky says, I want to keep my eye in Dominican baseball for Winter League since Hunter Pence is going to play there soon. Sweet, Cheeky Breaky. And also, Pete is looking for more information in handball.
Yeah, German handball. It's hard to...
It's not German handball. Come on.
Handball in general,
no,
right?
Bundesliga.
Thank you. Particularly the German league.
Bundesliga! That's what he likes. He likes Bundesliga handball. Just doesn't have enough information.
Right. Nick Nosti says, watch out, Pete. If the Brewers are down 5, they probably save Hader for tomorrow. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Okay, I like it.
Right,
I like where we
on.
stand. Let's move on. We've been asked by Montreal Canadiens 3,000. Am I thinking? No, 200. Sorry, I'm thinking of a rapper, obviously. Think of Deltron 3030. He wants to start with the Montreal Canadiens Detroit Red Wings game, and I think we should grant.
Wait, someone made a Carlton joke. He made a Carlton joke crickets. Who made a Carlton joke crickets? I'm going to look for that when JP says that. And now let's move on to NHL, Jimmy the Bag. All right, let's just quickly review. Once again, in NHL, I gave under 6.5 Ottawa Dallas. I bet it at -108. In the morning show, I had beat the move. Now the move is back towards the over. I also took Minnesota Nashville at under 6 -115 or something like that. That has not moved at all. And Jimmy the Bags plays. He took Nashville -1.5 at +155. He took a shot with LA Kings alternative puck line at +392. Got a lot of pushback for that. A lot of people not agreeing with that call. And once again, Red Girl liking Ottawa as a big underdog. And Jim's analysis of that game in general was supportive of Ottawa going forward. Not necessarily in this game, though. Go ahead, Jim. What do you want to discuss for the 4 games tonight?
Our man Montreal Canadiens 200 wants to get into Red Wings at Canadiens. Listen, if it wasn't the Canadiens they were playing, I'd be if it wasn't the Canadiens playing the Wings, I'd be all over fading the Red Wings nonstop when they're missing their top 4 defensemen. And as soon as they get the defenseman back, I'm going to be hammering the Red Wings every single game. But I don't trust these Canadiens. I would much rather have the Canadiens play a top team in the league like the Leafs or the Penguins. I believe these young guys will play up. But in saying that, against a bottom-feeding team like the Red Wings, I just don't trust. Now, let's hear what everybody has to say. We can break down this more, but basically the big issue was Danny DeKeyser hurt his hand in the middle of that Bruins game. That makes him join Mike Green, Trevor Daley, and Jonathan Erickson on injury reserve. I don't know if DeKeyser's actually been put on injury reserve yet. Cholowski is going to be forced back into action. He might not be 100%, but I love Blashill. I think he's a great coach. I think this has got a great group of young forwards. I think this is going to be a bet-on team soon, but not yet. Gate Pass Key says, I'm taking Habs on the puck line. The old Habs usually choked in these games, hoping they have a different culture in the room. What we've heard is they do have a different culture in the room. Montreal Canadiens 200. Red Wings 11 goals, ranks 21st. 23 goals against, ranks 31st. Howard allowed 11 goals on 34 shots last year versus Montreal. Habs money line, big. Also small play on the puck line. Montreal Canadiens saying, Niemi is really solid for the Habs. I'm not a Habs homer. I've been mad at this team last few years since trading PK, but tonight they will win. I'm 3-1 so far on Habs games this year. Habs win tonight 100%, and we love having you on the Low Shack in the Bag Show, Montreal Canadiens 200. That's wonderful. What do you think of that?
The Habs line. Yeah, I was definitely leaning Habs here. I was just a little bit scared off of the 155 money line here. Is that line, is their edge here that big that it would be justified at that line? 155? I mean, are they that good? I know Detroit has a ton of issues, but you know what I'm saying? I
am not going to back the Habs probably ever this year.
Really? Why? So you're the only one who's this down on the Habs. A lot of other people that we read and consider are vaguely liking the Habs, saying don't fade them, saying I like them in spots. Why are you so down on the Habs, Jim?
Their first line, Danault, Gallagher, and Gallagher might be my favorite player in the NHL. Danault, before Elias Pettersson came along, but Danault, Gallagher, and Tatar. Is there a worse first line in hockey? You're expecting Paul Byron to score all your goals. I agree that PK Subban trade was trash, and I just think the Canadiens are going for the first overall draft pick. With these terrible teams are good bet-ons early in the year. They've proven that. They're good bet-ons against great teams. This young squad, obviously, they have a different vibe in the dressing room. Adam Booth says Habs overvalued tonight. If the Red Wings had 2 of these guys, if they had Trevor Daley and Danny DeKeyser in the lineup, I'd be all over the Red Wings. Now we got Mohamed Jomo. We got lots of guys who are backing this Habs squad, and I love hearing that. There's nothing wrong with having a differencing of opinion. Gate Pass Key. Habs just beat the Pens twice in a week. A team Jimmy takes on the puck line all the time. Habs is the only play. Mohamed Jomo. The Montreal team is one of the better skating teams in the league. He's right. The locker room was infected last year, and it's been rectified. That seems to be the case. Said it before the season, this team will compete for a playoff spot, and that would be just shocking to me. Shocking. And that stuff happens in the NHL. I just don't see that. But I think they're the bottom 5 team in the NHL this year.
Bottom 5?
Definitely.
Wow.
I think they're one of the worst 5 teams when the season's all said and done. And I think that anybody they have of value will be traded at the deadline. They're going for the number 1 overall pick. Without a doubt. And
yet, a lot of people are loving them here tonight at -150, 155.
And that has to be because the Red Wings have incredible injury problems.
Mm-hmm.
To me. And Montreal Canadiens, 200 said it's the Red Wings, not a top team. That's what makes me uncomfortable. Kobe Valentine says Montreal always plays Toronto hard, and Sid the kids team in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Typical spots for them to play hard, and today seems like a typical spot for them to be sluggish and tired.
Who's he talking about? Detroit. Who's he talking about? Who's to be sluggish and tired? Which team?
The Habs.
The Habs. Oh, the Habs.
Blaker says bottom 5. Damn, I'll take that bet. Yeah, let's figure out what the odds we'd put on it. Let me do a little bit more research, Blaker. If you're back here tomorrow, I'll be comfortable making a little bet on it.
In the meantime, I'm thinking maybe Ottawa is a play against Dallas at this big line. Why would we not like Ottawa here?
I do sort of like Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we take that first game of a road trip as bad of a spot as we will be doing later in the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. Also, I just don't know how the Senators are going to defend Ben Seguin and Radulov. I don't know who they're going to put out there. Because, I mean, Weidman. So, first off, Chris Weidman's a big boy, right? He played 8 minutes against the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just when I look at this roster, I don't know who they're going to play. Let's pull it around. Blaker says, I'll be around. Sweet, Blaker, let's do it. Let's do it. I'd love to make I'll figure out a line that'll be reasonable for both of us. Let's just go over their depth chart on defense. Now, obviously, I love Shabbat. First round draft pick. And they've got these guys. They've got these young guys who could be good. It's too bad Cece's not in the lineup. Can I trust this Senators team? I just can't. Let's go over their depth chart really quickly here on defense. Shabbat, who's a beast. Dylan DeMello, another number 1 pick. Excuse me, Mark Borecki. Ben Harper. Chris Weidman. Christian Yaros. They're in deep trouble here.
They are, huh? Ottawa
is they're going to be a team. What do we do with these terrible hockey teams? Listen, these terrible hockey teams are not really teams we want to use in any of our action unless you're going to back them at a huge road price.
But didn't they bring up a bunch of young guys who I know they got outshot against LA, but didn't they bring up a bunch of young guys who are playing with some life now?
They did. Yeah. And they've had a good AHL team, or maybe a great even.
Yeah, so why are you so down on them?
Because it takes more than bringing up AHL players. Matt Duchene's a poison in every dressing room he goes to. I don't see why that'd be any different here. Look at their first 3. They don't even have 4 centermen on their roster because Peugeot is torn his Achilles. They have Duchene, Tierney, and Colin White. So who are they going to move to center? Zingel's a guy that we expect a lot of offense from. He's on the injured reserve. Mark Stone is a very good hockey player. But look behind them. They only have 2 right wingers on their depth chart right now, Stone and Bobby Ryan, because Gaborik and McCormick are on injured reserve.
Maybe we should do a slow read of this roster here. Zach, Smith, Paul, Harry, Magnus, Harjarvi. You don't think this... Jim, a lot of times when these young guys come up in any sport, particularly in team sports like NBA and NHL, they come in and first of all, they're obviously undervalued, but you're not a believer in all these guys who are coming up.
I think particularly early in the year and late in the year that it's helpful. 40 games into the year, it's not helpful. Kobe Valentine says, Matt Duchene is super happy about weed being legal in Canada. Hope NHL allows it for use and not to be part of the drug policy. There's a good sign. Listen, Moshe Bograt joining us. We love Moshe. Let me just say that, let's see what Susanna say. Remember last week with back-to-back games? Which game will Dallas be motivated to play? They could go 0-2 for their first 2 road games. Tonight versus Ottawa or tomorrow versus New Jersey. They're not going to be motivated to play either of those games. Yeah, I would like to fade the Stars tonight and the Stars tomorrow night, but I bet you they try to get the win tonight, and they lose by multiple goals tomorrow in New Jersey. I bet you they win tonight, and I'm not going to take them ever. I'm never going to trust the Stars team on the road all year. But my guess is they win tonight, just like Susanna. God, Susanna's great. But just like that, they're going to win tonight in a nice spot. They know they have to win tonight because they're going to get on a plane, and they're going to go to New Jersey, and they're going to lose there.
Okay, Moshe Bogarat says, sorry I'm late, love the show, smash that like button. All right, listen, I'm going to stick with my plays on the on the unders in the Minnesota game and in the Dallas game. Again, I don't like the line movement. I don't like to hear the analysis that some people are making, but I guess I will stick with it. Jimmy the Bag's taking a big shot with LA on the alternative puck line. Detroit Montreal is interesting. So Jimmy the Bag, let me ask you this: for the Detroit Montreal game, what about so if you don't like Montreal, what about the Montreal team total under 3.5 minus 152, or the Detroit team total under?
I like the Detroit team total under better. You can't. It's funny when a team doesn't have their main defenseman. It's not defensively where it hurts. Probably hurts terribly defensively. I'm not saying it doesn't, but offensively it hurts so much. And we brought up the name Chris Pronger last week because he was so phenomenal at those outlet passes. He joined this average Oilers team and took him to the Stanley Cup final because he's that spectacular at finding that open man and getting that offense started. When you're missing Green, Daly, Erickson, DeKaiser, who's going to make that outlet pass? Cromwell's pretty good at it. They're not going to be able to create offense. Would I take the Canadiens under 3.5 at what? Minus 152?
Yeah.
No, because without these defensemen, you just can't trust them at either end of the ice. All you can trust is the Blashill coach team. You can trust that their forwards will be accountable and will defend. That's what you can trust.
How is Nashville defensively? Because I'm thinking of combining my lean to the under on that one with my bet and pick in the under, and your pick on Nashville to the Minnesota to make the play on the Minnesota team total under 2.5. How is Nashville defensively?
Very strong, but they get into penalty trouble, and their penalty killing is not very strong. And it may become very strong throughout the year, but it hasn't been so far in this very small sample size. So that's the problem with the Predators defensively, is they could be lights out, not allow any shots on goal, dominate a team. A silly penalty in the offensive end puts the other team on the power play, gets the other team a goal, and now you're sort of in trouble. That's why I always am very pensive about totals early in the season, and it's been a mistake. Last year, just like this year, all the games are going over, and I'm too afraid to jump on the bandwagon.
And I'm now seeing that I was assuming that Dubnyk would be starting. It's Stalock. How does that change things, Jim?
Is that a fact?
That's a fact. Confirmed.
Interesting.
I have the slow roll of hockey goal. I'd love to be
That's
a
great
slow reader in
me.
my head.
And you can. What is the Predators minus 1.5 now?
The Preds minus 1.5. Let's see if it's moved. It is Stalock now. Let's see. Preds minus 1.5. Where is it? Sorry,
No problem.
I'm still getting used to the Preds is it's moved about 5 cents. You'd be able to get 150 now.
Shocking. Wow, I love it. I absolutely love. Let's see Stalock make 57 saves like Duber's been doing.
So that makes the under. If you had a bet on the under and you saw that switch, you'd feel a lot worse about it.
A lot. Well, no, Stalock is a good backup goalie, but I would feel a lot. Duber is playing out of his head right now. 934 save percentage, and the puck's in there in the wild zone the whole time. Duber is playing excellent, and Duber is one of those goalies who can get so hot, and I think he's hot right now.
Yeah.
Lamont Williams, Jimmy, I took Montreal Canadiens solo under at 4. I'll be cheering for it. I'll be cheering for it. It's very tough to trust a team with all those defensemen out.
All right, I am going to take Minnesota team total under 2.5. Why don't you read some comments, Jim, while I quote a line here, and then we'll move on. I'm going to take the Minnesota Wild team total under 2.5.
My man Zach Kenkel saying, congrats everyone who tailed our big Iowa State +7 outright winner.
Oh, very nice.
I fortunately did not.
Very nice.
I didn't go on the other side, but I ended up staying off that game out of fear. Hugh Peso, Andrew Shaw has the flu, or had the flu. Reef NYC, Minnesota was never this high of an underdog versus Nashville. What gives? They're just, Reef NYC, we can't understand what the hell's going on in Minnesota right now. They were outshot 57-23 by the Hurricanes. This all makes no sense to me. I need to watch this game and figure out what the hell's going on. I just don't get it.
All right, I'm taking the Wild team total under 2.5 minus 108. That's the current line at Pinnacle.
Gate Pass Key says stop looking for unders in NHL right now. First period overs are what you should be looking at.
Sure. I have been doing that.
Says Nashville wins 5-1. That's what I hope is happening. Glenn Elliott, man, Niemi in goal for Habs over 5.5. I like it. I think we're in a good spot. I think that the Predators will take care of business. And then I expect to get the free roll with these Kings, but obviously the Kings game is going to start first. We'll see. Jared Trader giving us a final score: Detroit 4, Montreal 3. Remember, this is the first year since 1980-81 that the Red Wings have come out and not got a win in their first 5 games. This is perfect. I said that at the beginning of the year. I said I hope the Red Wings lose like crazy in the beginning of the season so that we can start hammering them and hammering them, I will.
All right, let me ask you a question. Yes, I agree. I've been taking a lot of first period overs. I'm thinking about the first period over in Kings Leafs. It's Campbell against Sparks. What's your thoughts on that, Jim, before we quickly move on?
Sparks supposedly was not the better goalie in training camp. Supposedly he was awarded this because of how spectacular he was last year in the AHL, which is a decision that I can completely understand. In back, with fear, they must have done it with a ton of fear because McElhinney's been such a great backup goalie, and he was just grabbed immediately by the Hurricanes and has played very well there. Picard is someone that the jury's still out on. I'm sure he was sort of their fourth-ranked goalie on the depth chart. Sparks has a ton of pressure on him. A ton of pressure on him. I think this is a really fun spot for me. Taking the Kings -1.5 with Sparks in goal. A ton of pressure on him and a focused Kings squad.
But are they just going to play super defensively there, or are they going to try to score a little bit?
Who?
The Kings.
No, what I think the Kings are going to try to do, I know they're 0 for 18 on their power play, is play super defensively and then take advantage of odd man rushes when they present themselves, and they know they have to score on the power play. They know they have to score on the power play. Susanna says Sparks off a horrible start, Campbell off a horrible road start. Think both play good tonight. I think Campbell steps up tonight. I think Campbell has a great game. Now, I mean, obviously we're going against the best offensive team in the NHL. Campbell could get lit up for 6 goals easily. I could come back here and the Leafs could have dominated this game.
All right, I'm going to take a shot with the LA-Toronto. First period over, 1.5 minus 129 at Pinnacle. First period over, 1.5 minus 129 at Pinnacle. You think that's a mistake, Jim?
No, I don't think that's a mistake. I don't. But I do. So we watched Campbell have a 40-save shutout and then get touched for 4 goals and 11 shots very quickly. Now he has maybe the biggest game of his entire career tonight. And maybe Sparks does too. You know, these two kids have enormous hockey games in front of them tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun for all of us. Yeah, Blaker says Sparks is an AHLer. Maybe he'll never take that next step because we've seen that in Vancouver with Markstrom not taking that next step.
Gate Pass Key says it's not out of the question that the Leafs could get 4 in the first period. And Robert Pellerin, love your show, guys. Watching from
Robert.
Australia, down under. Robert Pellerin, we got to do a world tour, and meet some of these people, Jim, somehow, some way.
I tell you who wants this more than anything in the world. Sorry, let me take that back. I tell you someone who's going to be so focused to have a big, big night here, and that's Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty's going to want to come into Toronto and show up, and his team's going to want to show up. Jay Peach, Kings are one of the worst NHL teams to watch. 0 excitement. He's right. And what are the teams that might be able to stymie this Leafs team? Are boring hockey teams. Because if you fight fire with fire, you are going to lose. Brian S., LA Kings playing a defensive style in front of Campbell. That's the only chance that they have. Kobe Valentine, ride Toronto, LA over 6.5, or Toronto team total over, LA team total over. I get it. Blaker says Campbell could have a bounce-back game after getting lit in Ottawa. He's been very solid every other game, stepping in for Quick. And then our man Glenn Kelly, love Glenn Kelly saying spread the word, Robert.
And here you go, Brian S., best bet NHL tonight, Nashville, Minnesota under 6. Wild offense, not impressive. Stalock has played huge in spots for the Wild last year. Preds D always solid, under. Brian S., I bet that one, and I gave it as an official pick in the morning show. All right, and I threw on Wild team total under 2.5. Okay. You know?
I love it.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. Good analysis, Jimmy the Bag. A tough card, tough NHL card.
Yeah.
But I think we did some very, very informative breakdowns. And once again, one of the things I love about what we do here is that the information that I hear from you, Jim, and from the comment section is not just it's about 10% for the games that night and 90% for my thoughts going forward. That's why I did so well in NHL last year, because I was listening not for the games that night necessarily, but for the entire season going forward, right?
I love it. I absolutely love it. And we got Stucci back in the house. We need a Stucci video.
Yes.
Man, I haven't had one in too long. Gate Pass Key has a good point. Says Doughty will go to the box playing Chippy. You know Doughty's going to be in Austin Matthews' face. You know he's going to be beaking off. Now, I'm a Doughty fan. He's a hell of a hockey player. And so much so that I would have taken him over Stamkos first overall. League is trying to protect young, skilled players after the Pettersson hit. Man, that Pettersson hit has just been erupting on social media. Everybody outside of Vancouver thinks Pettersson is just too small and too weak and should have been more balanced and not allowed Matheson to throw him into the ice. And then everybody in Vancouver is crying foul and wondering why we don't have Gino Ojic ready to jump over the boards or Big Brashear ready to jump over boards and kick some ass.
Wow, interesting. And Red Girl coming out strong about the Ottawa game says Ottawa owns Dallas. Ottawa owns Dallas. That's from Red Girl. Not just a 3-2 win. Ottawa owns Dallas, according to Red Girl. All right, we got our picks coming in, and we got our picks done, and let's move on. Isan Zolfagari says Nashville, Minnesota has been historically under trending. Yep, and let's move on. How about that?
Let's move on.
Okay.
Why don't we let Eric Swells move us on? He says, Bag, is your hat a hint for tonight? You know, I get my first parlay hit of our parlay video series if just the Packers win on the money line.
Very nice.
I also get $278 if just the Packers hit on the money line.
More than I got.
I'm very sad about the season that we had so much hope for. That's all fallen apart. 49er fans right now are hoping we lose out and get a very high draft pick. I talked a lot about how well Beathard knew Shanahan's system, how Beathard would come in and play very well. Beathard did that, but then Beathard got destroyed a couple times because we had Gilliam in for, I forget exactly.
Sorry, one second. Hey, Lucrative. We're talking NFL now. Okay, want to switch the? Yeah. Thank you very much. There you go, Lucrative. There
it's a holiday, so there's no girls in the
I'm
studio.
kidding around. I love you, Lucrative Larry. I love Lucrative Larry. All right, go on. Carry on, Jim. This NFL's game is going to be a pass for me, but go ahead. Go ahead with your analysis, Jim.
Well, so Gilliam came in, and Gilliam's terrible. Terrible. He just lets people walk right through him. Beathard got hit very hard twice. And then you saw him last week. He was panicking. He was forcing decisions. He was getting the grid of the ball too early. I'm certain Shanahan showed him tape of that all week. In saying that, thank God Braid is going to be there. Thank God Kill is going to be there. It looked like we were going to have all our backups on offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very, very difficult spot for the Niners. But anytime you bet against the Packers, and it's happened to me before with a big dog, and I was just on the over the worst time that happened, but it's happened to me before with Packers where Rodgers rolls out to the right and he either buckles because of a knee injury or gets thrown to the ground and hurts his shoulder. Whatever the case is, that's always going to be an opportunity to fade the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Elliott Mann has a final score 31-17, and that's with Rodgers in the lineup. And I get that. Antoine Seymour, Packers, Niners first quarter over. Nando Sueva says something tells me Green Bay doesn't cover -10. Listen, very possible, right? Very possible. Green Bay up 16 points.
Mm-hmm.
And Beathard, who gets a ton of garbage yards late in the game, does just that.
Yeah, Lamont Williams says Niners solo under 17.5 is the play. That's what I was thinking about if I had to make a play here. Muhammad Joma says Green Bay low hanging. Green Bay 38, San Francisco 18. But who is it? Someone said that someone made some good comments. Oh, yes, McIntosh. Theodore McIntosh says Green Bay doesn't have a pass rush.
They don't. They don't. You know, there's a couple interesting spots here when you break down this game because there's things that should, let me just get to it, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
things that should help this team. So first off, you'd say the Packers don't have a pass rush. You want to meet a team that has no pass rush, it's the 49ers. Rodgers should be able to pick this team apart. Clearly. We have great linebackers, and that's it. That's it. We have nothing else. Thank God Richburg and Person are going to be in the lineup tonight. Daly's still a game-time decision, I believe. Kittle and Breda are going to be there, thank God. Rodgers has been sacked 16 times this year. He's not going to have to worry about that. Nobody's going to be coming after him. Packers are not scoring very well. 23 points per game, 18th in the league. They're getting better on third down. You know, to be honest with you, even though there's going to be no pass rush, I don't see the Packers putting up a ton of points here. I do think they can score when they want to, but I don't see there's no reason to put up 40 points. They just want to get the win and get out of here.
Yeah, all right. So a lot of people liking the under, though. Dwayne Reed liking the under, Kobe Valentine liking the under, and Drew Daddy, player props, Aaron Jones over rushing yards. A few other people suggested that was a good bet as well. Aaron Jones over rushing yards as a player prop.
Has there been any movement on that total?
On the total in the game?
Yeah.
Let's check. Let me quickly check for you, Jimmy.
Half point, I guess. Half point to the under. You know, I don't want to get in the way of this, what should be an easy $278 win. I don't want to take $100 off of it or $125 off it by making a bet.
Yeah, I'm passing on this one completely.
Scotty Rock says they put up an easy 35. Corey Mack says Packers 28-13. Packers in the under. To be honest with you, I see something like that. I see like a 31-13 or 31-16 kind of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Gate Pass Key says everyone on the over. I love the under.
Kobe Valentine, a very low-scoring game, predicting a score of 21-6, which makes me think that, yeah, maybe Lamont Williams and Kobe Valentine are right, that the safest play is with San Francisco team total under 17.5. Why would that not be the safest play here? So if the Packers do win 38-10 and the game soars over, then it cashes, right? If the Niners do wind up covering, but it winds up being a low-scoring game, maybe the team total under cashes as well.
Yeah.
Jay Peach, 28-13 seems right. Again, San Francisco team total under implied. Mohamed Joma, 38-10. Again, San Francisco team total under implied.
Drew Daddy, Green Bay first half full game. I was like you guys heading to take Green Bay spread, but it's Aaron Rodgers. He's too good. Don't overthink it. Najee Smith, I'm on Mason Crosby. Will miss field goal or extra point at plus 115. Don't you think he'll be a little bit more locked in after last week? I love getting the plus line, though, Najee. I think that makes sense. Ayushia says, tail your hat. Myself and the Sharps go against the Squares. He's taking 49ers plus 9. Also take Dodgers money line and Preds money line. I'm doing you one better. I'm taking Dodgers -1 and Preds -1.5.
Even Glenn Elliott, man, Green Bay 31, Niners 17. Again, Niners team total under implied.
Yeah, I get it. Native Queen running late.
Shout out to Native Queen.
Love Native
Massive
Queen.
love to you, Native Queen. In all the chaos of the past few weeks, we haven't given Native Queen as much love as I would love to over the past months or so.
You're right.
Shout out to Native Queen.
You're right.
Go ahead.
You know when the Oracle's going to come up big, NBA,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Native Queen. Green Bay, first quarter -3. First quarter team total over 6.5. Ooh,
Which one?
Nice.
Which one?
That's nice. Green Bay, first quarter team total over 6.5.
That might, yeah. Wow.
Team total over 14.5 first half. Ooh.
Hulk 702, Green Bay 28-17. Again, implying a team total under for San Francisco. But sports betting and poker predicts a very high-scoring game, 33-27. Okay.
Bookie Smasher looks like I'm the only one on the 49ers plus 9 and the over. No, Bookie Smasher, you got a couple guys with you.
Nando Cuevas predicts a final score, Green Bay 20-10. Again, implying a good bet on San Francisco team total under 17.5.
Maybe DJ Big Boss is simplifying it in a nice way. Packers are the same trash as Niners. Both have no defense and no running game. Pass, score. You know, DJ Big Boss, I almost just made a move on the under, and I'm not going to. Reef New York City saying San Francisco is the play. Takoyaki injured. Rodgers makes this line seem high. One big hit away from backup.
Nando Cuevas with another score prediction. So Nando Cuevas has 2 score predictions. He thinks the game's going to be 20-10 Green Bay and 28-21 Green Bay.
Maybe Reef New York City puts it best. Pete is nuts, and I love it.
That's what I'm trying. I'm just trying to get paid a little bit of money from being nuts. You know, people say you got to go with whatever makes you unique is what you got to go with in life, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to apply for jobs, and then people are like, but you're nuts. I'm like, yeah, that's my strength, and they'll be, I like the way you think.
I love the way you think.
Yeah, I like the cut of your jib.
I like the cut of your jib.
I'm not gonna hire you. You're fucking nuts. That's why you should hire me. I like the cut of your jib, pal. What's your name again? Peter Loshak. I'm going to write that down. That's what I'm trying to do in life, Jimmy the Bag.
But he's known as Toshak.
Yeah. All right. I guess we can move on. I'm going to pass on this one. If you gave me a free play right now, I'd throw it on San Francisco team total under 17.5. Or no, actually, I would throw it on Aaron Jones rushing yardage over 52.5 or 51.5. That's what I would do with it. But I'm going to pass on this one. I'm not going to bet. I'm not going to do anything.
The only thing that the 49ers are set up to do is stop the run. So I still think that's a nice low number for Jones. But the only thing we have are good linebackers that can stop the run or slow down the run. King Rail, 49ers can score. Their only problem is 49ers take plays off on defense. Thank you, King Rail. And don't forget to stick around here. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have King's Court starring my man King Rail, and they've been killing it in play action, and I'm going to be all over it when the season gets rolling tomorrow night. And even Scotty Rock Forever, 35-17 Packers, also implying team total under for San Francisco is a good bet. Shooter 214, 31-10. Trenton Claxton, 40-10. Again, also implying San Francisco team total under. Yeah. And then MVP Sports Picks, Packers don't care about this game. Well, they care about getting a win, though. It is Monday night. Yeah. All right, let's move on, Jimmy the Bag. How about that? You want to make a plan this game? No. No, I want to get off the schneid, get my first parlay win. I want to get that money, and it's been a bad month, and move forward. Okay, good. So now let's quickly review college football, and then we'll wrap up the show. And of course, King's Court is coming up next. What are they going to talk about tonight? There's no games tonight, right? Or any preseason games? No. Yeah, but there's so much to talk about. It all starts tomorrow.
This might be the most important show to tune into.
I think so. Get your future bets in.
Yes. This might be the single most important show to tune into because there's no games to talk about. I guess we're just going to be talking about open-ended topics about the upcoming season, whatever's on their mind, right?
Oh, we got to give Laguna Verde an award.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Laguna Verde calling for the 27-27 tie.
Oh, okay. If that happens, you will get the Genius Award, and screw everyone who took the San Francisco team total under. All right, so college football, I gave a bunch of plays in the morning show and gave a bunch of opinions. Let's just go down chronologically. Cincinnati +4. I did bet that one. I gave it as an opinion, as a lean. Didn't make it as an official pick, but I definitely like that one. Cincinnati +4. I'm going to think about it a little bit more, but I did bet it. Rutgers +20.5. I bet that one, and I gave it as an official pick. I know Rutgers is ass, but I'm just not convinced that Northwestern should be they're that good, this big of a favorite against on the road against Rutgers, and I'd also be leaning Northwestern team total under when that one comes out. Let's see, Michigan over Michigan State. I did bet Michigan at -7. No, I was way wrong on Michigan on the Michigan State Penn State game, so maybe I just have a totally off read on Michigan State here, but I did bet Michigan -7. Didn't give it an official pick yet, but it's definitely a lean. Buffalo Toledo. A lot of people suggesting that Buffalo catching points is a good bet, and I would agree with that. I'm a little bit hesitant to I want to look into it a little bit more because the line is around pick'em. I think it's okay to hold off a little bit as of right now. The line, even if it moves strongly in Buffalo's favor, there'll be a -1 favorite. It's not like they're going to cross a key number except for to win the game. I'd be thinking about the over in that game, though. I did bet and give TCU as an official pick. I gave it in the morning show at 7.5, though. It's now up to 8 in some places. So money coming in on Oklahoma. Understandable why. TCU may be another team that I don't have a great read on. I did bet them against Iowa State, and I lost with that one. Then the next week, I was thinking about betting them against Texas Tech. Wisely held off. I did pound the under on that game, though, so I'm getting a better read on TCU, and I'm just not convinced that they should be a home dog here. I might pull this bet by the end of the week, but I took TCU +7.5. Ole Miss, I'm definitely leaning that way, +4 against Auburn. Jimmy and I both took Tennessee last week, and Auburn just looks like there's just something wrong. A lot of talent on that team, but something wrong in the locker room. I bet Ole Miss on the opening line, and that is definitely a lean. Virginia, I did bet them at 8 against Duke. It's now down to 7.5 or 8. That's a lean. I'm thinking about adding on that one on. Bowling Green, I bet that one at 16.5. Didn't give that one as an official pick, though, and I'm going to look into that one a little bit more. FAU Marshall is interesting. People asked about that game. When the line initially came out, I was definitely leaning FAU. I did bet it, but I didn't give it as a pick, though, in the morning show, and now it is up to 3. So big money coming in on Florida Atlantic, which is very interesting. Central Michigan, that was an official pick this morning, +5. I gave that one as an official pick. Let's see, moving on down the line. Again, Penn State, Indiana. I bet Penn State at -14. I don't understand why they won't steamroll Indiana. Iowa steamrolled Indiana. Penn State steamrolled Illinois on the road. It just has a Penn State steamroll written all over it. I know Penn State has some issues at quarterback, but I don't know. I guess I'll hold off right now as far as making it an official pick, but I did bet it. Other plays, look at that. UTEP. I bet it at 24.5, and I gave it as an official pick in the morning at 24.5. It's already down to 23.5 at Pinnacle. Look at that. Wow. So I gave UTEP +24.5 as an official pick this morning. The Greek still has 24, but I gave it at 24.5. SMU, I gave that one +7, and I bet that one. I'm also vaguely looking at the over, and I think I'll be looking at the SMU team total over when the total comes out. NC State against Clemson, I did bet NC State on the opener at +17. It's now down to 16 or 16.5 market wide. That's not a pick yet, just a lean. New Mexico State, I might have made a mistake there, but I bet that one at +13, and that is still where that is. UCF against East Carolina, I did bet that one +21.5, and I gave it as an official pick in the morning. UCF plus the points was an official pick. Texas State, I bet that one +11. Didn't give it an official pick yet, but a lot of people or someone said they really agree with my lean to Texas State. That's a lean for me. I bet it. Not sure I want to give it as an official pick. Mississippi State, I bet it at +7. And I gave it as an official pick in the morning at +7. It's now 6.5. Most places, still 7 at UWager and MyBookie, but that line is headed down. Kentucky, minus the points, -11. I bet that one. Didn't give that one as an official pick yet, but that is definitely a lean. New Mexico, again, +14.5 against Fresno State. I bet that one. And one other play that I forgot to mention, I did bet Washington State at home against Oregon. Now, that might have been a mistake. The Oregon game against Washington was one of the games that I had nailed every which way, bet it, but just didn't give it as an official pick. I had Oregon plus the points. I had Oregon team total over and Washington team total under and the under. I should have tweeted out all those. I bet all those, and I had that one nailed. Here, I like Washington State. I bet them close to the opening line at plus 1.5. They're now -1 or 1.5. So maybe I should jump on this right now. But I definitely took a shot with Washington State against Oregon, and I didn't mention that in the morning show. And that's it for college football for me, Jimmy the Bag.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Seems like you're locked in right now. I love hearing you when you're locked in. I expect you to have a successful week. I have a couple things I wanted to bring up. Let's let Capper John start us off. He says, Auburn is washed up, but Sharps love them at -3. Interesting.
It is interesting.
Elio Rodriguez loves them at -4.
Right.
So what we try to do in this show is find teams to buy into when they're low. Is this the right... Now, I know you're against Auburn this week, but is this the time to jump on them now? Are we now getting value on them?
It might be. I mean, the issue is, look, from a talent perspective, normally Auburn minus, anything under 17 would have been an automatic play for me against Tennessee, right? But what did we talk about? I made it an official pick last week, and then you tailed it, Jimmy the Bag. And what did I say? I was like, there's just a team just in disarray. So I was like, I'm taking Tennessee, and then they lose outright. So from a talent perspective, yes, Auburn should be the play. But from a talent perspective, Auburn would have been the play last week. But I took Tennessee because of the spot.
To me, Tennessee was just getting... Tennessee's not a terrible team. They were being disrespected. In fact, we've lost on Tennessee a couple times earlier in this year. But that was even... For me, you guys were ahead of the spot knowing that Auburn was a team to fade. To me, I was backing Tennessee, not fading Auburn.
It was both. Tennessee was also off a bye. Obviously, the line is the reason that I made the bet. Yeah.
So I have a feeling that the value in Auburn has arrived. I really do. And Elio Rodriguez sent me a message saying, this is my first play and I really like it. And then, of course, Capper John comes in. I'm starting to really like it. Kobe Valentine says, I took Auburn more of a fade of Tennessee, but how Auburn was what a mess. This is a tricky thing because you want to get a good team when you see value from them, but is this a good team that's now fallen apart and they're going to continue that? Are they going to keep losing and are they going to get worse? Not now the value's on them. Now let's back them. That's questionable. But the more I look into this game, the more I'm liking Auburn.
Yeah, you are liking Auburn.
Yes.
All right, so Corey Mack says, nice cash with Tennessee, guys. Auburn struggling with no true number one threat at running back. I'll be fading my Tigers as well as my Panthers more times than not, I'm afraid. Smacking my head. Yeah, I mean, I am looking to fade. Look, I've been reading, we've all been reading about what's going on in the Auburn locker room. It's not very good. I thought that there was a little bit of line value with Tennessee. I did not expect an outright win.
Yeah.
No, I did not expect that. I thought Auburn would win by 13, something like that. Now they're going on the road against an Ole Miss team that is, okay, and Ole Miss is the home dog, and that's the way I'm feeling again. I understand that Sharps and Elio Rodriguez and others are leaning. I understand why they'd be leaning Auburn because they should be way better than they are, way better. But here you go. JP says Auburn looks washed. They do. There's something up there.
There's something up, and there's some huge games too. I know that you've touched on the plays that you're really liking, but let's just get to Thursday. We have Stanford at Arizona State. I'm salivating over this, although Pac-12 has destroyed me without doubt, and I'm not going to say or pretend that that's not been happening. But do you have any feel here? Opened up -2, now it's -2.5 for Stanford going into Arizona State. We've seen Arizona State play very well at home.
Yeah. I have no opinion on that one as of right now. My thought might be a shot with the under. Let me see if the total is out. Yeah, there's no total out yet. I'm going to be looking at totals this week or tonight when they do come out. And you know what? Glenn Elliott Mann says that he likes Cincinnati +4, and that line might get bet down. It's still +4 at the Greek. I'll add that one on. Cincinnati +4 -110. I will add that one on right now. Cincinnati +4 -110. That was a lean. I bet it, and I'll throw that one on there.
And you're getting the +4 where?
The Greek. +4 -110. I bet that one market wide when it was +4.
Wow. And now Tennessee from Glenn Elliott, man, they're now +29 versus Alabama. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I would be leaning Alabama there for sure.
How is Tua?
What?
Is Tua healthy?
I don't know. Tennessee's just a bad team coming off an outright win. I mean, I'm going to pass on that game, but, you know.
Vitalis says, I can't follow your college plays too many. Can I ask how you're doing? Yeah, we have, do you want to throw up the college?
Yeah, we can throw up the record. My official picks are only 500, which is not great, which is not great, but my reads on the games have been better. Last week I had I was 27-18 on my bets, but there was a lot of bets that I made that I didn't give, like the under that I didn't tweet out, the under in the Kansas State game. I saw that one late. I liked Virginia against Miami, and I liked Western Kentucky team total under. So I feel like my read on college football is okay overall, far from the best, but okay. And I'm expecting to have a good read. Kyle Jack says no, Pete, Temple will roll.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people liking Temple.
Fuck.
A lot of people liking Temple.
I mean, the momentum is clear. They're a good team. The momentum is clearly in their favor.
Back to Vitalis. I had a terrible week 2 weeks ago now, I guess, that totally hurt me badly. I was doing okay, and then I got hurt badly. This past week, I went 16-14, up $47. Not good. The Pac-12 has been destroying me. I think that I know that I feel like I have edges on the games that I'm betting, not just throwing them out there. But I feel like I'll be able to get that back in the plus unit.
Damn, that was a pretty concise and strong contrary opinion from Kyle Jack. All caps, no Pete. Second comment, Temple rolls. 2 comments, 4 words. That is not good to read, Jimmy the Bag.
Allison in all capitals. Temple pass game is very good. I've heard you're the first person to say Cincinnati. I've heard, I'd say 4 people that I really respect liking Temple.
No, it's understandable why. They're great. They're great. It's just that I think that Cincinnati might be competitive here. I might have been. Oh shit. What? Kyle Jack says one of the teams I have some inside info on, friends within the team and staff. Fuck. And I just made them an official pick. Maybe I should take them back on the other side right now at -3.5. I don't know. I'll wait. I wouldn't be surprised if this one does drop to 3, though, especially the way it's going.
It does look that way. And I did just cash with Temple last week.
No, they're great. They're a great team. Yes. They're a team I'm not looking to fade in general. It's just this spot and the line made me take.
Desana giving out great information, as always.
Yes.
College football teams off of a bye. Clemson, Oklahoma, Stanford, Mississippi State, Florida State, FAU, NC State, Arkansas State, Appalachian State, Kentucky, Washington State. That's very helpful. Very important information. Thank you, Susanna.
Okay. Native Queen loving Air Force. First half and full game this week.
Diesel Eugene saying, hopefully it's not too late, but the NHL Grand Salami under 24.5 looks appealing. It's just dangerous anytime the Leafs are playing to take it under because they can single-handedly ruin it for you. I hear Nate Pereira, I'm here, guys. Recap on hockey, please, so I can make a bet.
All right, here you go, Nate Pereira. A lot of plays that are getting both sides. All right, Nate Pereira, recap hockey. Let's do that for him. Are there any 7 o'clock hockey games that already start? No. Okay, Nate Pereira, Dallas, Ottawa. I took the under 6.5. We'll see if that turns out the way it is. I took the under 6.5, and Red Girl loves Ottawa here and also likes the under. A lot of people saying that they like the over. Detroit and Montreal. No play from either of us, right, Jim?
Right.
LA, Toronto. I took first period over 1.5 -129. Jimmy the Bag took LA alternative puck line at +392. Minnesota, Nashville. I took the under at 6. I took the Minnesota team total under at 2.5. And Jimmy the Bag took Nashville puck line at +155. Beat a small line move that was before Stalock was announced. And that's it for NHL, right? Did I miss anything?
No, that's it. He's calling us a couple of gallinas. Is that a good thing?
It's one of those things where it's like depending on the tone, it can be a positive or a negative. Yes. It is a good thing. We know it is a good thing. But for most people, that would be considered a bad thing. But for us, it's a good thing.
Sounds good. I'm agreeing
with... like calling someone a cocksucker. Look, if I was like, hey, Jim, how you doing today? You're just an old fucking cocksucker, aren't you,
that
Jim?
Doesn't sound good.
No?
No,
but
that sounds like that sounds like I've been sucking cock for a long time. No, if you're like, how you doing, you cocksucker? Look at that cocksucker right there with a big sponsor. No. That's different. But when you're saying...
it's like calling someone a motherfucker. How you doing, motherfucker?
No, see, that was different than the way you said cocksucker initially.
Was it?
Yeah, you made it sound sound like I was a guy who'd been sucking cock for many, many years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the tone is very important. As with Chinese, when you're speaking Chinese, the tone and the timbre of what you say communicates different meaning, and it's the same way when you're using words like cocksucker and gallina. But I'm sure Nate Pereira meant it in a positive way.
Dwayne Reed says wouldn't touch Rutgers with a 10-foot pole. So that's not going to make you feel very good.
I hear you. No, that's okay, because I understand why I wouldn't touch Rutgers with a 10-foot pole. Yes, I would expect comments like that, including from people I respect. I understand that comment. Most comments where people disagree with me make me very, very nervous. That comment I understand. I wouldn't touch Rutgers with a 10-foot pole either. I just don't think that. I think it's a little bit of a market overreaction. You know, Northwestern, I don't care. Look, Northwestern is not a fucking elite Big Ten team right now, especially not offensively. So I could also see, you know, if Northwestern covers, it might be like 27-3 or something like that, which is why I'm probably going to be looking at a play on the under and the Northwestern team total under as well. But yes, I wouldn't touch Rutgers with a 10-foot pole either. But this week, I did. I touched them. A little bit of a longer pole.
This cocksucker takes Rutgers plus 20.
Yes.
But whatever. There's some people asking us about football, but we are running out of time.
Yes, we're running out of time. Nate Pereira says, more joke, my brothers. Of course, Nate Pereira. It's just we have to take opportunities for jokes whenever they present to us, because what happens if the picks go totally south? At least we got the jokes, which is not much, but it's something. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Definitely.
All right, so that's it. Should we wrap it up?
We should wrap it up. Allison says Bag will do pony bets again. I hope so. Yeah, Breeders' Cup's in like 2 weeks. Don't worry. I will be all over it. We will have videos. We'll have every championship race on Friday. There'll be about 5, and then all 12 championship races on Saturday. Completely capped, completely broken down. Big dogs. You take the dogs at the Breeders, and we're going to have a huge 15-1, 20-1 plays. And get that cash. And actually, I had a bad Breeders' Cup last year. One of the worst I've ever had. So I expect a nice bounce-back spot this year.
All right, let's bring in whoever's coming down. Who do we got?
We have Lucrative Larry.
Lucrative Larry. Come on in, Lucrative Larry. I hope I just have I don't care if a bunch of my plays lose tonight. I just want to have a positive half-unit day. That's fine. Come in tomorrow. Feel okay. Lucrative Larry, welcome.
Hi, Mr. Peters. Hi, Mr. Jimmys. How do you feel about Florida Panthers, Mike Matheson, smashing your Vancouver Canucks, Elias Pettersson's head into the ice?
I did not like it.
Nobody did anything.
No.
No one came to his rescue.
No. We are a team supposed to pussies.
All right,
and now he's out.
We're losing viewers by the second here, folks.
He's out. He's on concussion protocol. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Penguins -1.5 over the Vancouver Canucks at +135. Available at Heritage. I'm Elias Pettersson. My head hurts.
You're an asshole, Larry. You're an asshole.
I'm Elias Pettersson.
That's a great bet. I think that bet will win.
Nate Pereira says, please send this guy back to the loony bin. Nate Pereira, no, I'm not going back to the loony bin. I'm staying right here in the low shack. And no, I'm kidding around. I know you were kidding around. We love you, Nate Pereira. That's it. Right, Jimmy the Bag?
That's it.
That's it. We'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock Eastern time.